Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? Madoka Magica is officially back with a brand new anime after almost 5 years of pretty much nothing since the release of the third movie of Madoka Magica films way back in 2013. The series is coming back with a full anime series adaptation in 2019 of the mobile game Magia Record, Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica, which has been surprisingly popular amidst the numerous JRPG gacha games out there that are breaking all sorts of records like the recent $2 billion revenue that Fate Grand Order was able to bring in. But before you guys roll your eyes at another mobile game adaptation of an anime and not the sequel to Rebellion that everyone was probably hoping for, especially after we got that concept movie trailer in 2015, more Madoka Magica is actually a really good sign for the series going forward, especially with the success Magia Record is getting having only launched for a year. But the big question is, how does Magia Record relate to the main series, and is the anime going to be worth your time? Luckily, the story they're adapting has already been played by tons of people on the mobile game, or people have read it from the manga adaptation and they're even releasing a stage play for Magia Record. So there will be tons of ways to check out the story, but the general consensus is that the story is definitely worth checking out, especially if you're a fan of the original series. Sure, it wasn't written by Gen Urobuchi because he's been busy doing the recent Godzilla trilogy and of course the sequel to the third Madoka Magica movie, Rebellion, but apparently many people do feel like the new writers have done a pretty good job exploring all the old characters as well as all of the new magical girls, and there are tons of new magical girls in Magia Record because how else are they going to get you to go balls deep into their gacha? But if you're under any sort of impression that this side story will ruin the series, you're absolutely wrong. The story starts with Iroha Tamaki, who is the main character in the story. Everyone from the original Madoka Magica anime is in the game, so it actually begins with Madoka, Mami, and Homura fighting with the witch Patricia just like they were doing in episode 10 of the anime. Mami creates a ribbon bridge so that Homura can stop time and throw bombs at the witch. But when Homura stops time, she sees a strange girl for a second. Homura tries to figure out just what happened, but realizes she has to concentrate on throwing bombs at the witch, so she focuses on the fight instead. They defeat the witch, but later on, Madoka and Mami both disappear and the mysterious girl reappears and tells Homura, if you want to change fate, then come to Kamihama City, because magical girls in the city can be saved. The girl disappears before Homura can ask any questions, so Homura decides to go to Kamihama City to find out for herself. That was the prologue, and as we find out right away, the mysterious girl that Homura was seeing was Iroha Tamaki, the main character of Magia Record. Iroha is also a magical girl, but in Kamihama, magical girls in this town battle with a new power called Doppel. Doppels are basically the materialization of despair of these magical girls, but only a magical girl who has gained control over her despair may call out her Doppel to attack her enemies. So once they can use their Doppel, the magical girls can tap into their witch forms in full glory without actually getting fully corrupted, which is pretty cool because now we will get to see everyone's super creepy witch forms fully animated and not have to lose the magical girl in the story for getting to see it. So even though some may feel like the story is a little brighter than the original at the beginning, the charm from the original series is still there and the darker themes are definitely still explored in Magia Record. Off of the prologue, we can think of Magia Record as a sort of side adventure that Homura had in one of the earlier times she was rewinding time, because in Magia Record, Homura definitely seems a little more naive than the Homura we all know from the end of Rebellion. But either way, you're gonna get to see your favorite magical girls on screen once again, so there really isn't anything to complain about. So is this anime gonna be worth your time? I definitely think so, and I'm definitely gonna give it a try, especially for a game where many of the players actually think the story is better than the game itself, so it's probably worth giving it a chance. I'm also happy that we know this is not the concept movie project it showed us way back in 2015, because as we know, this is in fact not a movie, so whatever movie project they were starting to work on back then, and the more successful Magia Record becomes, I believe the faster it will be for us to get the sequel to Rebellion, the next Madoka Magica movie, now that the franchise is getting a huge boost in revenue from that game. Anyways, that is it for the new Madoka Magica anime. Are you hyped for some new Madoka Magica finally, and would you give this series a chance? As usual, I left a poll up there, and also let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thumbs up the video if you liked it, hit the bell if Homura is your best girl, and I'll see you guys in the next one.